Hey, what's up? It's your boy Burf, and it's 5 Thrift Store Friday! Yes, it's 5 Thrift Store Friday, the happiest day of the week. And in today's adventure, I hit up one of my old honey holes, a spot that I haven't been to in like a year. And to my surprise, I ended up finding some vintage 1980s G.I. Joe figures for just $10 total. That was a shocking score, and I absolutely did not see it coming. Plus, I picked up a few other goodies at that honey hole too. But wait, it gets even better. At Goodwill, I ended up finding this big plastic bag full of toys, priced at just $5.99. So I took a gamble on it. And honestly, I had no idea of the value that was inside, because when I got home and looked these toys up, I was absolutely blown away. I would have never guessed this. That $5.99 bag turned out to be worth somewhere between $300 and $350 in Transformers. Wait until you see which ones I found. No joke. No joke. This episode is packed with surprises, hidden gems, and some serious value. So buckle up and let's get into it. I'm excited. I hope you're excited too. If you are, hit that like button and let's roll out.
Out of the thrift store, looking for toys galore. My name is Burf and this is my turf. I'm straight out of the thrift store.
All right, let's see. What do we got here? Got a Spider-Man with a busted arm. They probably still want $2 for him. I was gonna say they probably still want like $5 for him. Got some knockoff MLP, big MLPs. Oh, there's a little Hello Kitty. Hello Kitty. What else do we got? There's part of the Scooby-Doo mansion. Not just part of it. Stickers are all ripped up on it too. I've got that complete at the house. Oh, what's this guy here? Oh, he's kind of cool. Kind of looks like a knockoff Jurassic Park figure. Okay, so I just looked this dude up. He is missing some talons there on his feet, but he's from a line back in the 90s called Thunder Beasts. It's kind of neat. They want I don't know if that's $3.93 or $2.93. I guess I'll let them figure it out up at the counter because I'm gonna pick him up. Oh, cool! Look at this—a Super Mario tic-tac-toe game. Some of them are actually still on cards. Some of them are loose. That's pretty cool. All right, let's see. What do we got? We got Mikey on a skateboard. Monster truck stuff. What's this right here? It's like some firefighters. A pirate ship. I'm not really seeing a whole lot. Oh, look at this. What do we got here? One, we've got this Beetlejuice pop. I'm not a pop collector, but I am a Beetlejuice fan, so I don't have this. I'll probably grab that, even though I think it's a little overpriced for a thrift store. Should be like $2.99. But this right here, this is cool, man. Too bad it doesn't have the cannon on it. What do I want for that? $10.49, and it's not even complete? What? I don't know if I want to pay that kind of money for something that's not complete. I might have to look this up on eBay first just to see if it's like, you know, if you can buy the cannon fairly cheap. It's kind of a cool piece though. Definitely vintage, definitely older. I wonder if it's got a year on it. Let's see, who's it made by? Motor Max 2002. It's not as old as I thought it was. Okay, what else do we got? What's this? Oh, we got a ghost. Oh, that's a new one though. But it's got the little styrofoam pop thingies. That's cool. for $2.29. All right, yeah, I'm gonna grab that. You know, even though I think this thing's pretty cool, it is cracked. It is cracked like through here, so I don't know. I mean, you'd always glue it back together, I guess, but it's missing the cannon, so I'm just gonna leave it here. Oh, and I almost forgot to show this to you when I first came in. I came over here and hit up the VHS section, the DVDs and VHS, and I found this Berenstain Bears Mind Their Manners VHS. You guys know me, I love my Berenstain Bears, so I'm picking this up too. Oh, check that out. It's Big Mouth Billy Bass. $7.49. Does he work, I wonder? No, it probably needs batteries. This thing was so popular at one time. Like, everybody had to have this thing. We never had it, but I knew lots of people that had it. So this thing's from 1999, and it's selling for like 35 to 40 bucks in working condition. Now, I don't know if he actually works. I'm assuming he just needs some batteries, but it's $7.40 at $7.49. It might not be a bad pickup. I don't know. I mean, I might keep it for myself for whatever reason. I just buy stuff sometimes because I don't know, it just makes me feel a certain way. But anyway, I've never had this thing, so I don't know. Could get it and keep it, could get it and flip it. I mean, I'd definitely make some money on it. I'm gonna think about it. Wow, I think those are Pogs. So this Hulk's pretty cool. I can get them for like $2.50.
Okay, so this was Big Texas Thrift over in Garland that we were at here, and we ended up picking up some fun stuff. I mean, this was some fun stuff. We got quite a few items, like nothing mind-blowing. That's all coming later in the episode, I promise. But I did get some fun, cool stuff from this thrift. So let's take a look at it. So I'm not really a Funko Pop guy, but this little guy looked pretty cool, and I'm a big Beetlejuice fan. I have almost every figure in the vintage collection and the vehicles and the play sets. So when I saw him, I was like, man, I gotta get that guy. He looks pretty cool. And speaking of Funko Pops, Nicole recently sold a set of 5 Funko Pops from the TV show Regular Show, if you remember that, with Mordecai and Rigby. Caroline watched that show a lot when she was a little girl, and we watched it with her. It's a great cartoon. We really liked that cartoon, but she had all of the Funko Pop figures. There were 5 of them in that line, and she recently sold all 5 of them for $2,000. How crazy is that? So I know the Funko Pop market, a lot of people have said that it's been dying down, like Funkos are on their way out, and that may be true in most cases, but there are still some Funko Pops out there that are worth some pretty big money. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. I also grabbed this Hulk figure. He was like a couple of dollars. And but I liked him because when you squeeze his legs, like his mouth opens up and he like smashes his hands. Hulk smash! Hulk smash hard! Hulk smash big! So anyway, I thought he was cool. Okay, so I had never heard of this line of toys before, but this Velociraptor is from a 1993 line called Thunder Beasts. I'd never heard of it. If you've heard of it or you owned Thunder Beasts when you were a kid, leave me a comment below and tell me which one you had. Now, I looked these guys up, and brand new in the box, they're selling for about $60 to $70. Loose, you can get these guys for around 15, 20 bucks, but he's pretty amazing. Like, I mean, look at all of that detail on him. All of those scales just like individually hand sculpted, like, and his teeth. Look at that. Pretty amazing figure.
Well, it turns out that I ended up getting these Pogs for about half the price that they were asking for them. So they were asking like $12 and like almost 13. So I got them for like $7 or something like that per sheet. I don't know. After I got them home and kind of started looking at them, I might have gotten my ass handed to me on these. I don't know. We'll see. I might be able to get my money back and maybe even make a little extra, possibly. But I thought they were kind of cool, you know? And I've heard that Pogs have been making a big comeback lately. That was kind of one of the reasons why I jumped on it. I was just like, hey, wait a minute. Aren't these becoming like popular again? I never played with Pogs. I was never into that. I think there are ones that are called slammers and stuff like that. But some of the artwork on these are pretty cool. I mean, they're definitely fun. Like I like this caveman guy over here with his with the two skulls and everything. But yeah, they're fun. And I don't know. Let's see, a 6, let's see, 14, 30. I probably spent about $45 on those. Again, I don't know if I'll get my money back on it or not, but I'm gonna try. And of course, you know me and my Berenstain Bears. I cannot resist them. I love the Berenstain Bears. The cartoons are just so wholesome. So I got this VHS, Bears Mind Their Manners. I've got a nice little collection of Berenstain Bears stuff. I've got the Happy Meal figures. I even have an in-store display from McDonald's from back in the day when they ran that Happy Meal promotion. I picked it up on eBay a few years back for like $70. I feel like I got a steal on it because I have not seen one since, and it's pretty awesome. And you know, I've got the books, I've got some merchandise, I've got some cassette tapes with these guys. I've got a nice little collection. I've got some plush. So very, very happy to see the VHS. Anytime I see a Berenstain Bears VHS, I always pick it up. I also picked up this real Ghostbusters ghost popping gun. Now the reason I picked this guy up is because of these styrofoam poppers right here. Now I've seen this gun before in thrift stores and I've purchased it in the past, but I've never found one that had all of the styrofoam poppers with it. So I thought that was kind of cool. So I was like, yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna grab that. So I got this. Now, if you remember back in the day, back in the 80s, they had this exact gun. This is what it looks like. And this was actually found in a thrift store, by the way, by my buddy thrifter, Sean. And we ended up trading some stuff for this. But these poppers, it came with 3, but they had these little, like, kind of like little masks, I guess, that you could put on them, little ghost masks, which I thought was really cool, which I don't know why they didn't do that with this. I think that would be a fun little gimmick to have with that, right? So, but anyway, I picked this guy up. And then last, but certainly not least, I scored Big Mouth Billy Bass. This thing's in actually really good condition. I have not tried the batteries yet to see if he works, and here's why. I will try, I just have not had a chance to clean this out. But see all that rust? I'm gonna have to work a little Burfield magic on that and use some white vinegar and baking soda and try and get all that corrosion out of there. And then I'll plug in, looks like it takes some sea batteries. Sea batteries for sea bass. Kick his ass, sea bass. Up next, we head off to the Goodwill to see what kind of goodies they got. Look at this. Home Alone, the game. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Good, the board's intact. It's not split down the middle or anything. Got the pieces. Got the 2 robbers. 1, 2, 3, 4 game pieces. All right, I think I'm gonna grab this. Here's a Star Trek puzzle. That's gotta be old, right? And then there's like this Donald Duck one over here too. Oh, and it just so happens to be Heather's puzzle. Okay, so this particular Goodwill, I mean, this is one that I've scored at many times before,
But on this particular day, this thing just like totally shit the bed in the toy aisle. Like there was nothing in the toy aisle to even film. The only thing I found was this really awesome Home Alone board game. Now, it's a little beat, but it's still really cool. So let's have a look. So the only thing I scored out of this Goodwill was this vintage 1990s Home Alone game. Now the box is in pretty rough shape, but the contents are in okay shape. There's like one piece, I'll show it to you here in a minute, that is kind of beat a little bit. But one of my pet peeves, I just want to say this to the thrift stores out there. If you are an employee of a thrift store or a manager and you're watching this, or hell, even if you own the thrift store, stop putting tape on the cardboard boxes. You put that packing tape around the box, and then when you go to peel it off, it ends up destroying the box. One, it leaves like this filmy residue behind, which sucks, you know, it's a pain in the ass to get that off. And number two is that sometimes it rips the box. And, you know, sometimes these stores, now in this particular case, they were not charging like full on eBay retail for this, but oftentimes you'll see where they'll charge full retail for something and then treat it like it's garbage, you know? So if you work for a thrift store, or you own a thrift store, or you're a manager of a thrift store, one thing I would like to suggest is just using rubber bands. I understand the purpose of the tape is to keep kids out of the box and from, you know, spewing the contents everywhere, and then you end up with a game that has all these missing parts, or to prevent people from stealing parts from the game. But just wrap it in rubber bands. It'll save the box in many cases. So let's take a look at the contents real quick. So this is what the game looks like on the inside. And for the most part, everything's in pretty good shape except for this red Kevin. This thing is beat pretty good, man. I don't know what happened to old red Kev, but the rest of the pieces are actually in pretty good shape. And we've got this Home Alone scoreboard here in the back. We've got the little spinner. Let's see if I can, there we go. So you spin for your turn. And then we've got these little pieces. I have no idea how to play the game. I'm gonna need to look at the instructions and whatnot. But, you know, for $3.99, you know, I thought it was kind of cool. So here in Dallas, Fort Worth, we've got a few different Texas thrifts. So we were just at the one over in Garland here at the beginning of the video. Now we're gonna drive all the way over to Irving and visit that big Texas thrift. Got to throw that big in there because, you know, everything's bigger in Texas. But we're gonna head over there and see if we can find some vintage goodies over there.
Dang, look at the price on this thing, $15.99. Just insane. Oh, look at there. We got a Barney like play school marching band puzzle. At least I think it's marching band. Looks like he's got like a band hat on, and he got his trumpet or whatever that is. His horn. Oh, look at this game. Chauvinist Pig. Roaring Good Fun Tiger Games. How old is that? Oh, it's from 1991. Take a look. Do we got all the pieces here? We got a pink pencil. Oh, there's a lady pig and a guy pig. I gotta tell you, it doesn't look like it's ever been played with. Well, I gotta tell you, it looks like it's never been played with. All right, well, what are they asking on that? $4.29. I might pick that up for $4.29. Man, I have been on a vintage board game kick lately. Here's another vintage game from 1994 called Derby Days. Oh, and we got some bonus SpongeBob SquarePants stickers in there. Interesting. All right, well, maybe I'll pick that up too. Oh, look at this game. Man, that is old school. Like, these things. Ah, I see. So let's see here. Ah, gotcha. Okay, that's actually kind of cool. The box, the quart is a little warped, but man, you just don't see that very often. I've actually never seen one of these. These things are still intact. They're not like ripped or torn. What do they want for this? $5.29. I might get it just for that. Here's an old Twister game from 1986. You know, I've never actually played this game. Looks like everything's intact. It looks like this piece is in good shape too. It's not like all dirty and stained up or anything. Oh, look at this thing just chilling back here. I had one of these as a kid. I was looking to see if it had a year on it, because I know they made reproductions of these. $6.49. Oh, looky. It's the football players that go to the electronic game. That freaking rocks, man. That freaking rocks. These sell for a lot of money too. Like I've picked up bags of these in the past where like 11 figures will sell for like 30, 40 bucks. Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, so I ended up picking up this vintage basketball NBA board game thing. We'll take a look at it here in a second. I was gonna get Twister and some of the other games, but I ended up putting them back when I saw that electronic football game. That was a huge part of my childhood. I remember I didn't actually own that, but my next door neighbor did. And I would go over there and I would play with that. My next door neighbor, their daughter was about 4 years older than me, and their son was about 8 years older than me. So when I was a little kid, they were like teenagers, but I would go over there and I would play with that game, and it was just, I just had so much fun with it. And the fact that I found the football players on the pegs in the bag, even better. So check out this board game. I've never seen anything like it. The NBA Basket. A great Kadako game, real basketball in miniature, fast action sports. And we've got all the team logos over here, which I thought is really cool. Another thing is that the actual hoops, the basketball hoops are actually still intact. They're not cracked, they're not broken, you know. It looks to be in overall pretty decent condition. Here is the scoreboard, and it moves on both sides. You can see the court is a little warped, so it's not in the best condition, but overall, for considering how old it is, I think it's in pretty decent shape. It was actually made in 1980, if you can see that down there. And then it's got these little levers, so you kind of pull this back, and let's see, how do we make this work? Oh, there we go. So let me get on this side of it. And then I guess that just rolls back into a spot, and then you have to try and maybe if the board wasn't warped. But anyway, I think it's kind of cool. It still has the original basketball as well. You would think they would have made this thing orange, but it's just white, just like it is here on the box. And then I picked up this electronic football game, and just so awesome that I actually found players to go with it, because these guys are not cheap. I found a bag with like 8 or 9 teams in it last year or the year before sometime, and I was able to sell them for some like really big money. Like I ended up making, like, I think I spent $7 on the bag and ended up making like almost $300 from selling just the different teams that were in there. So I'm gonna turn this on. I don't know how well it's gonna work,
But one of the things people don't know about this game is that you actually, see this little dial right here on the side? You can actually move it and make your players move in different directions. So it's a game of strategy. So what you would do is you would take your offense and you would move that dial, and let's say I wanted this guy to like go this way, I would move the dial in a way that would make him go that way. And maybe this guy would go straight, and this guy here would also, I could make it so I could turn him in that way. And same with the defense. The defense would try to, you would set your players up and then try to counter the offense, right? Try to stop them. So let's go ahead and turn this on. A lot of people thought, the reason I bring that up is because a lot of people think that, you know, you just put them on the board and that's it. But you're actually supposed to set up different plays by moving that dial. So let's turn this thing on. There we go. Oh, look, this guy's moonwalking. That's so cool. And then like, there's actually this little piece right here. This is the football. So you would actually give it to like one of your players. And the goal obviously is to try to get him downfield without one of these other guys touching him. So really, really cool. I'm gonna have to see if maybe I can pick up a Pittsburgh Steelers team. Okay, now we're gonna head off to another thrift store that I haven't been to in a while. We're gonna head over to St. Vinnie de Paul. Now this isn't the honey hole that I talked about at the beginning of the video. That's coming up next, but I haven't been to this St. Vinnie's in a really, really long time. So I was in the area and figured, why the hell not? Well, look what I found just laying over here by these silver platters and stuff is this Ninjago trading cards and binder. And I looked this card up right here, and this one sold for $2 recently, and they only want $3.49 for the whole binder. So I'm gonna get it and flip it. So check out this Wonder Woman desk lamp. So they want $8.99 for this thing, but I looked it up and there's not a whole lot of stuff out there like showing it. Like there's one on WorthPoint, but it doesn't tell you the price of what it's sold for. You have to have a subscription to find that out. And then there's another one on a website called Superhero Stuff that is listed for $80, but it doesn't mean it's selling for that. But it's pretty heavy, it's pretty sturdy. I'm assuming it works. I'll have to test it out, but I'm considering it. But check this out, it's $45.94, and it's got all these old football cards in it. Bubby Brister, Don Majkowski. I saw William Perry in here somewhere, the fridge. Where did I see? Oh, there he is. William Perry. Oh, and this is back when the Oilers were around. Haywood Jeffries. I wonder if these are worth anything. Well, I just did a search on eBay, and I used a filter to find out if there were any cards that were worth anywhere between $10 and $100. And none of them were. The only ones worth like, you know, 40, 50 bucks was an entire sealed box of these things. So kind of cool to see, but not worth, in my opinion anyway, spending almost $50 on when it comes to the price and tax and all that stuff. So I was just here in the video game section, or not the video game, the board game section, and check this out. This is a game called Oil King. It's by Milton Bradley from 1974. It's just so unique. I've never seen anything like it. 2 to 4 players. They want $4 for it, so I'm gonna grab it and just add it to my vintage board game collection. Oh, look at these whoopee cushions. Are these old or are they new? quite a few of them here, actually. Oh, here's like a yellow one. And then we got a Rubik's Cube. Does that have a year on it? I don't see a year. Believe it or not, I think I'm gonna get one of each color. There's like this peach, the red, and then the yellow. And then I'll just leave these here. Oh, here's another yellow one. Wow, look at this huge lot of Cabbage Patch Kids. Somebody dumped their whole collection here. And here's another vintage board game called Outwit. And here's another vintage board game by Parker Brothers called Outwit. It's got the board, and each player has 9 chips. So I counted them already, and they're all there. So they want $1.99 for it. I'm gonna pick it up. And again, just another game to add to the vintage game collection.
Yeah, your boy Burf picked up a Cabbage Patch doll. Yes, I did. So I couldn't resist him, man. He had the number 31 on his shirt. That was my high school football number. Old number 31, man. Crazy legs, old crazy legs Burfield scored 4 touchdowns in one game. But yeah, no, this I couldn't pass him up. I also picked up a few other goodies. Got this really cool board game called King Oil. This thing goes for some like really good money, like 45, 50 bucks is what it sells for, and I picked it up for a few dollars. So let's do a little show and tell. All right, let's take a look at this Ninjago binder and trading cards thing first. I didn't even know they made trading cards for Lego stuff. And I have no idea what the actual value of this is, but like I said, I know that one card sold for like $2. I think it was that one right there. So, you know, even at $1 a piece, or even 50 cents a piece, it's definitely worth more than what I paid for it. So, I don't know. We'll see what kind of money I can get out of it. And then I got this awesome Wonder Woman lamp, and it actually does work. So I plugged it in and it lit up real nice. It just needs a lampshade for it. But it's probably not something I'm gonna keep. Probably something I'm just gonna flip, you know, maybe put it on Facebook Marketplace. I don't think this is something I'm gonna wanna try and ship for fear that maybe I'll break the bulb or something like that. But I think it could be a nice marketplace listing, and maybe I can get like 20 bucks out of it. And here's another board game that I scored. Man, I've been picking up a lot of vintage board games lately. Between this week and last week, and I think the week before, I've picked up quite a few. Now, I have no idea how this game is played. Again, I'm gonna have to look at the instructions. Thank God it comes with instructions, but I'm assuming it's probably something similar to Monopoly, where you're buying up property and, creating like an oil field, and you're drilling for oil, and you're trying to win money and maybe real estate, like with these little houses, and maybe make the other players go bankrupt. I have no idea. Again, I'm just gonna have to read the directions to find out. Because one of the things that's kind of intriguing me is this little thing right here. So it's like a little dial, and it kind of makes that one little tower in the back move back and forth. So I have no idea how to figure it out. I might even have to watch like a YouTube video. I'm assuming like this, like when you strike oil, that like pops up or something like that. We shall see, but it's a cool game. It's got comes with different denominations of money: 500, 1,000, 5,000, and 10,000. We've got these Wildcat cards. Again, I have no clue what those are. And then here's some more playing pieces over here. But yeah, it looks like a fun game, and even has old J.R. Ewing on the front. That's not J.R., but you know what I mean. If you're from that era, you know who shot J.R. And then I picked up this guy, a Cabbage Patch action figure. Yes, that's right. He is an action figure. He is not a doll. When he's in a boy's hands, he becomes an action figure. He is no longer of doll status. Dolls are for girls. So, and I know Cabbage Patch kids aren't really necessarily just girls' toys. There were boys that had Cabbage Patch Kids too. But let's face it, it was mostly the girls that were buying these things. So, but anyway, I thought he was kind of cool. I've got a Cabbage Patch in my collection already. I had a girl, didn't have a boy. I had a boy back in the day, but I ended up selling him off. But excuse me, I adopted him out. But anyway, I did snag some shoes for him. So he didn't have any shoes, or maybe he had like one shoe and there was another doll that had another, or maybe he didn't have any and I took both. Anyway, the dolls were all the same price, but I was like, hell, if I'm gonna be buying this, I'm getting shoes with it too. So I put the shoes on him. But I picked him up mainly because he's number 31, because back in the day, oh yeah, back in the day, your boy Burf played defensive back and wide receiver. Old number 31, Crazy Legs Burfield. So anyway, just, reminiscent about the good old days. But yeah, so I picked this guy up as well. And then I also got another vintage board game. This game is called Outwit. It says it looks easy till you try it. But yeah, check out these guys. Looks like they're stuck in a log cabin out in the middle of nowhere and bored out of their minds. So they decide to bust open the board game Outwit. Now, check this out. I set the pieces up exactly like they're playing there. Now, this particular game does not come with instructions. I mean, it probably did. I just don't have any, so I'm gonna have to look up how to play it online. Again, probably do a YouTube search. That's kind of my go-to method for wanting to learn how to do things. So I picked this up, and then last but not least, I got some whoopee cushions, baby. Yes, I got some whoopee cushions. Now, I don't know if these are vintage or not, or whether they're new, but regardless, they kind of remind me, those drugstore rack toys, because that's where you would buy things like this back in the day. So it reminded me of that. It was kind of nostalgic, so I picked it up. There's only two types of whoopee that I like, and one that I hate. The one that I hate is Whoopi Goldberg. Can't stand her. I like whoopee cushions, and I also like whoopee, the type of whoopee they talk about on the Newlywed Game. Okay, so we have made it to the point in the video where we are now about to enter the honey hole. So I found this place, I don't know, a couple of years ago. I initially saw it because they had a listing on Facebook Marketplace. It was an image, and they had all these different totes, and they had an address. So I went and checked it out, and I scored some awesome stuff. I got some old Remco wrestlers. I got a Ric Flair out of that deal when I went there. I've scored a whole bunch of vintage Smurfs. I scored some G1 Transformers from this place. Like, every time I've been here, I've scored like something awesome. And this time was no different. All this. Tons and tons of toys. Check that out. Some G.I. Joe. That's awesome. Some Pink Panther.
Why did he get that opportunity?
Right? Oh man, vintage G.I. Joe. Now, unfortunately, most of them are missing their crotches, and there are some others that I have just the legs to. So these are pretty much just parts Joes. except for Firefly. He's complete. I have him, but mine's got like some loose joints. This one seems like it's in better condition as far as that goes, so I'll probably just upgrade him, but I'll probably end up selling off the rest of these Joes as parts on eBay. You know, I might list an arm, and I might list the chest plate and the back plate, list the head, that sort of thing, because there's people out there trying to piece together their Joes. So I'll probably be able to squeeze a little extra kiggity cash out of these guys. But I also picked up some other fun stuff. So let's have a look. All right. So I thought this was a pretty cool find. We got all of these Peanuts figures, all of these Peanuts PVC style figures. My favorite is this Charlie Brown and Lucy. The one where he's trying to kick that football. And I feel bad for Chuck. Like, I feel bad, but I don't feel bad because, you know, it's his own fault that he falls for it every single time. I mean, he should know that Lucy's a bitch, man. She's gonna pull that football out from underneath him. Like, she's gonna have a smile on her face saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna do that to you, Charlie Brown." And then she's just gonna stab him in the back. Because that's how she is. And then, you know, he ends up depressed and full of anxiety, and then he's got to go to her to pay her 5 cents for mental health help, you know. So anyway, we got these PVC figures, so I grabbed these. I also got these Pink Panther Funko Pop style Pink Panthers. I don't know if they're made by Funko or not, but you don't see Pink Panther stuff too often, so I had to grab these. And speaking of, my friend Aaron Taylor recently messaged me on Instagram and said, "Hey Burf, I recently came across these Pink Panther VHS and I wanted to know if you wanted them." And when he showed them to me, I was like, "Oh my God, yes, dude. Like, how much do you want for them?" And he said, "Nah, dude, like, you know, I'm just going to send them to you for free." So Aaron, if you're watching, thank you so much. These things are super cool. They were promotional VHS where you got a toy with it, like a Bendy Fig toy. So that's the ant, if you remember, like the little ant dude from the Pink Panther. And then over here, we got, I don't know what he's supposed to be, like a tuna, like almost like Charlie the tuna, like a tuna fish or something like that. Yeah, I don't remember that dude from the Pink Panther. I might be, maybe if I saw an episode, I might remember. But then we've got the Pink Panther himself over here. How cool is that? And these are all still sealed, by the way. And then we got the Lady Pink Panther. I don't know what her name was. And then we got the Aardvark. So I just think it's amazing that these things are still sealed. And like I said, you don't come across Pink Panther stuff too often. So this was definitely a treat. Thank you very much, Aaron. I also managed to find this Transformers G1 Blur. How cool is he? Now, he is missing his shield and he's missing his gun. And that's what would have made him really valuable if he would have had those pieces. And who knows, those pieces could still be in the box. I don't know. Might have to make a trip back there just to double check. But the shield alone on eBay is like selling for like $30, $40. And I just don't think I want to drop that type of cash on him at the moment to try to complete him. So, but anyway, I thought he was super cool. Check this out, man. Vintage 1980s G.I. Joe. It's always a good day at the thrift when you find G.I. Joe. Now, like I said, these guys are mainly just going to be for parts because they're all missing their crotches. The only one that's fully intact here is Firefly. But I think I'm going to switch out. I talked about switching out my Firefly, but I think I'm also going to switch out my Quick Kick because I think this one's in a little better shape as well. So we've got Quick Kick, we've got Snake Eyes, we've got Torch, we've got Tomax, and then I believe those are the legs for Copperhead, maybe? I'm not 100%. Maybe you guys can help me out with that. I think those might be Copperhead's legs. I'm pretty sure those are Mutt's legs. And then, I don't know, is that Dr. Mindbender's legs, possibly? I don't know. Leave a comment below and help me out. And then I also ended up picking up this, I guess it's like a Power Rangers figure. I didn't actually look him up to see if he was Power Rangers, but he definitely reminds me of a Power Ranger. So, but how awesome is that? All right, gang, here we are, the last and final destination of today's trip. And if you've been counting, this is thrift store number 6. Yes, I had to throw in this extra bonus footage because what I found was just absolutely epic. This is where I find the $350 bag of Transformers for $5.99, man. Like, super duper jazzed up over this. I can't wait to show you which ones they are. I was totally taken back, totally shock and awe. Had no idea these Transformers, these modern Transformers, were worth that much money. But that's not all I found. I found some other vintage goodies here too, some other jazz-worthy scores.
Pistol and all that. Yeah.
So he's got his pistol. Yeah, so these are definitely
That's
not his. Yeah, would have been more like a wooden rifle. He's kind of neat. Box is in good shape. He's got that fuzzy hair like they had back in the 60s.
I can tell. Yeah, it's getting all over me.
Yeah, 30 bucks is kind of pricey, but let me see what he's worth. Look at this, Crisscross Crash. I remember seeing commercials for this on TV when I was a kid. It's like there's a little box damage there. It's from 1992. I opened it up. It's missing the cars. But I don't know if you can just use any old cars with this, any old Matchbox cars or Hot Wheels, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm thinking about getting it. They want $6 for it. The only thing stopping me maybe is just this damage right here. What's this thing here? This looks familiar. All right, well, what is this? Old-fashioned hamburgers. They got some military or Boy Scouts. Looks like the Boy Scouts. Oh, this is like a Hot Wheels, an old vintage Hot Wheels playset. Oh, that is neat. It's cool. I bet it's from the 80s. This dude, man, he is huge. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's definitely missing a few pieces. It's missing like a building that sits here. There's another building that sits here, but it's still it's like reselling for like 20 to 25 bucks in this condition. I'm just not really a Hot Wheels guy. It's got some condition issues. Yeah, I'll just leave it here for a Hot Wheels fan. Oh, look at this. We got a bag full of Transformers here. All right, that's cool. I have no idea if these guys are complete, but they want $6 for the bag. I think I'll take a chance on it. What do we got here? $5.99. Oh, look at these micro machines. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. For $6, I'm totally snagging that. On the jazz, man. He's on the jazz. He's on the jazz, man. That jiggy jazz. All right, let's go pay for them. Hell yeah! Look at these two. Aquaman, X-Men, G.I. Joe the movie. Hell yeah! Is this Transformers? Yes, Transformers. Scooby-Doo, Batman. Oh, that's epic. Epic. What a freaking epic find. Oh my God, man. Just like, this is just mind-boggling, man. Like, I love it when stuff like this happens. And I am not a modern Transformer collector. I am a vintage Transformer collector, a G1 Transformer collector. Those are the ones I have in my personal collection. I don't really have many modern ones, so I'm going to be throwing these guys up on eBay and seeing if I can get some kickity cash out of them to buy some vintage toys that I really do want. So let's do some show and tell. Okay, so there's a lot here, and
I don't have enough room on my desk to like set everything up. So, and I didn't want to set it all up individually. It would just take too long to do that. So I'll just kind of go through this box with you and show you what was in here. We had this awesome Micro Machines carrying case. This thing's in pretty good condition overall. It has a slight like crease right here, but other than that, there's like no tears or rips on it. It does need another like Velcro piece, the part with the teeth, to latch down. So I can probably pick that up at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. So I thought that was pretty cool. We also got this aircraft carrier, and I do have a plane for it that came in this bag right here. But I might have some other planes in one of my other totes here in the house because I've picked up a few Micro Machines over the years. So we got that. And then there is this car wax playset. How cool is that? That's freaking awesome. And then there's like this little gas station. And what it does is it folds up into a can that's like a gas additive. And then when you pop it open, you have like a little miniature gas station playset. That is so cool, man. Just so freaking awesome. This was definitely jazz-worthy. And then we've got this motor oil playset as well. Let's see if we can bust this guy open. Check that out. And then does this pop open? Oh yeah, it sure does. Very cool. And there's some like little parts and pieces in here. Oh, there's a airplane for the aircraft carrier. And then I think this is like a car wash. Yeah, how cool is that? And then we got like this little tractor trailer set here, and then some sort of other play set. Some of this stuff I'm just gonna have to end up piecing together. This says Radio Shack. Shell STP. Oh, that's awesome. And then I'll show you these here in a second. There were a bunch of these little sets. So they're actually little play sets, but also little carrying cases. So you would just kind of put all your little pieces in here, and then you can close it up. Pretty cool, right? So there's a whole bunch of these. Here's another one. And I think this one might have been, was this the hotel? Oh yeah, this was like a little hotel play set. And then here's like another hotel. It's a different one though. Oh no, it's the same one. Yeah, it's the same one. I thought it was a different one. Ah, this is the one that was different. So we've got this one right here. And then when we open that up, see, super cool. And then one of these is actually a police station. It might have been this one. Oh yeah, little police station set up. So we got that, and then there was also this in there. I don't think that's a Micro Machine. It's too big to be a Micro Machine. Oh yeah, and then a bag full of cars. I won't be able to show all of these to you individually, but let's just get a little handful of them here. Check those out. So cool. Just so cool. And I don't know if these are Micro Machines or not. I got a piece of like a sticker on me here. These little trains, I don't know if those are Micro Machines or not. There's quite a few of them. There's 1, 2, 3, and then I think this is the engine. Oh yeah, it might be. I don't know. I'll find out. I'll definitely do some research on it. So I got this. And then this Dragon Ball guy came in that bag of Transformers I picked up. Now, I haven't been able to find any sold comps on him, but there are several people that have him listed for like $60 to $70. I don't know if he's actually worth that or not. But man, even if he was worth half of that, or even if he was just worth $20, that would have more than paid for the bag itself. So I thought this guy was pretty cool. And when I first saw him in the bag, he was missing his arm, but I did find it and it snapped into place really well. And look at this, man. I scored some epic VHS. I got Aquaman from the Superpowers collection. G.I. Joe the movie. Scooby-Doo meets Batman. That's a classic. Batman, Mystery of the Batwoman. I've never seen that, so I will probably check that out this weekend. And then we got this Transformers Heroes the Rebirth. 3 episodes. Man, this was an awesome VHS haul. And like I've said before, it's always a good day at the thrift when you can find G.I. Joe. So I got this 2006 reproduction Adventure Team Joe. This is the Land Adventurer. He does have the Kung Fu grip, but he is missing his rifle. Now, I used to have the Troubleshooter, and if you're not familiar with what these older Joes, the Troubleshooter is this vehicle right here. But towards the end of last year, I took it over to Jaden's, and I traded it in with a bunch of other stuff for some store credit. So kind of now wish I had it, you know? But anyway, I thought this was an awesome find. And finally, my big money score of the day. Score of the week. Score of the month so far. I got all of these Transformers. And these guys are worth a pretty penny. I'll try and throw some comps up here on the screen as I'm talking. But wow, you know what's kind of funny too is that I ended up with Blur. So I got this G1 Blur over here, and then I got this one. Now this one is worth a lot more money than that G1 I picked up. This guy is worth some change, man. And then I got Ravage. That is awesome. He actually has his guns intact. I think he's complete, I think. And then we've got, I think this guy's name is Swindle. And for the most part, everything is there as well. I think he's missing maybe like a weapon or two or something like that, but I think he's mostly complete. And then we got like this Dinobot guy. I'm not exactly sure. Is that supposed to be Grimlock, I think maybe? He's like a T-Rex style of Dinobot. And then we got this guy over here, and I'm trying to remember what his name is. Oh my gosh, it's leaving me. You guys will have to help me out in the comments below. Was it something Wing? Blitzwing. Is his name Blitzwing, I think? So if not, let me know who he is in the comments. Now, he is missing, if I kind of swing him around here, you can see like this one piece right here, this blaster, this gun, he's missing it right here. And then there's a couple of missiles that go inside there. But still, even in this condition, worth a good bit of money. And then I ended up with this this Spider-Man transformer. He transforms into like a spider bike, a spider bike, like a little motorcycle. But unfortunately, he's missing one of his legs. Now, I did go back to the Goodwill and I looked in some other bags just to see if maybe his leg got sorted in with some other bags, but unfortunately, that was not the case. But wow, guys, what an epic haul this turned out to be. I mean, this bag only cost me $5.99. All right, gang, that's all I got for you on this 5 Thrift Store Friday. I hope you enjoyed watching today's video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. If you did, do me a favor and smash the like button. It helps me out. It does help my channel grow. I would greatly appreciate it. I'd like to see this channel get to 20,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That's a lofty goal, man, but with your help, I can make that happen. Also, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications because I got a lot more great adventures coming your way. In fact, if you want to watch more videos just like this, then check out this next video.